this is Amy. Thanks so much for stopping back. Today I'm going to be showing you how I painted this particular design on a black cardstock. I have not had so much trouble doing a video in my life. I don't know how many times I've redone this. So bear with me, please. I'm giving it another shot. Berry wine, pure orange, yellow citron. Those will be used for the flower petals. Thicket, and I'm sorry, this was yellow light, excuse me, yellow light. Yellow citron for the leaves, and then burnt umber for the dot in the center. Using two flat brushes. This is part of my brush stroke series, a number 12 and a number 10. Alright, let's get started. I am double loading my brush with the yellow light and the pure orange, and going to start here at the bottom with my first petal. And on this petal, your brush is going to be slightly slanted. You come out and then you swing it around. I'm going to slant this side over here, basically do the same thing, and come back around. I'm going to do it again, making my petal a little bit more opaque, and maybe making it a little bit longer. Because these petals for this part of the flower are going to be a little bit longer. And I'm just going to blend in the paint a little bit. When you're dealing with the cardstock, it seems to be soaked up by the paper, the paint I should say. So I'm finding that when my picture is finished for my sample, that the paint wasn't as vibrant as what it had started out to be. So hopefully this will help. Alright, I'm going to continue turning my paper. I'm going to move these back here too. If you haven't already subscribed to my channel, if you like my videos, please make sure that you subscribe. Hit the bell so that you get notifications whenever I'm posting a new video. Alright, try to get the center covered up a little bit better. And sometimes you'll find that when you're doing the strokes that you'll have a deficit in the center. It's okay just to take the brush and smooth it out. Like I said, for this, the point of this video, I'm kind of doing this a little bit anyways, doing some brushing over my paint. You don't have to. I mean, if you're doing it on a surface where as soon as you did the strokes it looked great, then do it. Just keep it the way it is. Alright, here we go. Out, swiggle it back. Again, point your brush, swing it around. I'm going to fill it in a little bit with some paint there in hopes that that will cover it up. And you can do smaller, thinner strokes too if you want your petals to be a little bit thinner and not surrounded at the top. You can, do some thinner, longer strokes with this type of a design. Alright, now let me make sure that I do this right. The problem I had with the last video is that I started the petal at the wrong place. Okay, here we go. I'm going to get some more orange in there. So I'm starting my petal here, pushing down, running out, pull it back in. And then doing the same thing here. Bring it back, put it in, push it out, bring it back. And do the same again if you want to go over it. Again, if you want to stroke it a little bit just to kind of make it more opaque, that's fine. My problem, like I said, was just making sure I had the petals going the right direction. Know what it has been. I seem to do the sample just fine, and for some reason today trying to do the actual video has been, I've been cursed. sure why. But why? Who knows? So please forgive my bloopers. My bloopers and blunders on this one. Alright, now hopefully get this one in here. I'm doing three flowers. And back over like that. I think I got my petals going the right direction this time. Yeah, a lot of times you can correct it, you know, you can figure out a way to paint over it or do something like that, which with this one, nope, not so much. Alright, so I have my 3 basics. Let's go back here, start this one, angle the brush, come back out, come back in, angle the brush, come back out, come back in, fill it in a little bit. Like I said, I could make it thinner, but I like the wider leaves for this project. They're bigger. Okay. Gonna keep going here. Wiggle it around. And I'm trying to remember that I do have another part coming into this flower, so I have to remember to lose space, or leave space, excuse me, lose space. Lose space, leave space. If you don't leave space, you'll lose space. Alright. So I'm going to keep it moving. Keep it moving. Now let's do it this way. Let me know what you think in the video space, the comment space below at the video. Again, as I mentioned, if you haven't already subscribed, please do so. If you like my video when I'm finished, please give it a big thumbs up. I would appreciate it. Alright, so on the next part, I'm going to move to the smaller brush, the number 10. I'm going to switch over to the berry wine and then use the orange in the middle of it. So the orange will be a consistent color, the berry wine and the yellow light will be what changes from one petal to the other. Now on these, it's basically a similar petal, but it's going to go in here in between these petals, the ones that we just painted. I can make this a little bit rounder, fluff up my brush. The more pressure you put on the brush, the rounder it will be. And again, with doing it on paper, the brush doesn't flow as easily as it would on glass. So you might have some edges that need to be, maybe they're a little bit rougher, not as smooth as what you would typically get if you're painting on a better surface. I like to use the cardstock because it's, you know, it's affordable. Yeah, that's the main reason. Okay, we're going to get over here and do this. What's going on with this brush? For heaven's sakes. Okay, so I'm going to go over this side again. Still a little dry. I just can't stand dry edges for some reason. It drives me crazy. Alright. Oops, am I off the paper? I'm sorry. Hopefully I'm staying on the paper enough for you to see what I'm doing. You can do this, you know, a little bit looser as far as not having to be so rigid as far as the design of the actual petals. If that makes sense. Alright, so I got 2 there. Then I think I'm going to go ahead and do the smaller ones with this brush, because I will be coming back in with the bigger brush to put in the bigger petal that comes down at the bottom. Oops, starting this the wrong way already. Like I said, this paint for some reason is not, I don't know. I said in one of my other videos that I get the paint and some of the consistencies are not, the consistency of the paint is not the same from one bottle to the next, which I don't get. Not understanding that by any means. Some of it can be like water and some of it can be like paste almost. And I'm trying to do this pretty quick so I don't have to linger forever. Alright, clear my brush out a little bit here. Alright, we'll just keep moving here. Just keep moving around. Over and swing it around. And go on this side, do the same thing. Like I said, you can put some wiggle into it. You make it look like it's getting some movement. Doesn't have to be just all straight lined and perfect. Not that mine are perfect by any means, because they surely are not today. Okay, I said some videos are really easy to do, and some of them give me a way to go. And this one, for some reason today, has not flown nicely. So I apologize. Thanks for bearing with me on this. I do appreciate it. It's wild. And I remember when I was painting a lot of glass, I'd be up late at night working on it because I'd have like thousands of them to do, literally. And you know, I painted design and painted design and painted design over and over and over. And then I get to a point where I couldn't paint it. So it's like, what the heck? Like, oh my gosh. It's driving me crazy. Okay, you know, actually, and I just realized I'm sticking a, well, you know what, I'm not going to do that. Stuck with 2 brushes, I'm going to stick with this one. Just got to clean it out. Okay, so now I'm switching back to the 12 to put in the bottom petals. I want them to be kind of big like the first set. So I am going to come up here and then just do like I did before. Oh, and doing it the opposite direction. Dagnabbit. I'm sorry. Oh my gosh, please bear with me. What is my problem today? It's kind of one of those days where you're just like, oh, I'm done. I really do know what I'm doing. Doesn't look like it, but I do. Alright. There we go. And as you can see when it's drying, see what I mean as far as the colors go? It's just kind of funny. It doesn't. I did it again. Maybe that's an omen that I should be doing it with the color, that color on the outside. Looks pretty. At least it's an easy fix, right? Yeah, I was just looking at the sample that I had made, and when I was doing some wire bending, because I do the bridle hangers too, and I thought that would be pretty, just, you know, setting it up like that design. You know, because a lot of times it's like trying to come up with a design that's different, or kind of different, so not everything's looking the same. Well, this one, just trying to make it where it's going to end up being a bigger leaf. I like these though, because I don't like all the bloopers I've had on them today, but I like them. Like I said, they would be so much prettier on like a glass or whatnot if you know, did it on a glass. Alright, so for the center, I'm just keeping it simple, and I'm just dotting in some brown, the burnt umber. Just dotting it into the center like this. Now, if you wanted to be more creative and stipple in a you know, a pretty center, you know, you could easily do that on these. But I'm just sticking with the dot. You can even put some more color into it easily. But I think for this purpose it's fine. Okay, so next, what we're going to do is do the greenery on this. So after I finally get them done, I mean, they look pretty. I don't know. I'm not sure, like I said, what my hold-up, hang-up was today on these, but like I said, I've had those issues before, even on stuff that I've painted and painted and painted, so some days are good and some days aren't so much. Okay, so on their actual stems, I am just doing straight, nothing curvy. You know, you could do curvy if you wanted. I mean, I'm putting a little wiggle into them, but nothing that's crazy. And then I'm just going to do some vining. I'm going to put some leaves on here. And you can try to do them a little bit thinner than what I'm doing them too, which would be fine. I'm not putting any filler leaves or flowers, just regular leaves for the purpose of this video. I just don't really want it to be too full. And it's basically going to be a very similar, if not the same stroke for the leaves. Actually, I lied. I started that one differently. I need to get put the vine in here. You can do more of the you know, veining in the leaves if you wanted to. This is what I meant to do, as opposed to what I just did. And like I said, any of you that have watched my other videos, you know that I am definitely a leaf person. I think this is a very easy stroke once you get used to it. And you can, as far as doing the colors, then you can actually switch it around a little bit and put the lighter color on the outside of the stroke. And I just turned it around. You can do it like that too. I just think this green, which is actually a yellow, is just so vibrant. Such a vibrant color, that's why I like it so much. Yeah, it's a little bit too much of the one green. And I always forget to mention this, I am basically double loading my brush with the green. I'm just not real particular about, you know, you're supposed to load the brush where it's 3/4 of an inch. Let me turn this way. 3/4 of an inch full of the paint. And I just keep painting and adding paint, and I'm not really worried too much about that. And like I said, for the purpose of this video, I'm just doing one type of leaf and not a variety. But you can. The only difference I'm doing is just adding in, you know, switching the colors, how the colors are. I like leaves to be going in a lot of different directions too. If you have any comments or any questions, please make sure you do leave comments down below. If you any suggestions on other things for me to paint, I'd love to hear from you. Again, don't forget, if you like this video, please make sure you subscribe and share my videos. I am trying to build my channel as much as I can possibly build it. I think these are fun little strokes to do. Now, let's see here. Let me go ahead and put a petal in here. And again, on this type of thing, it'll overlap onto the actual flower petal, which is fine. Not a big deal. Not a biggie. Kind of fills it in a little bit though. Not doing any filler flowers, as I mentioned, or filler leaves. Just doing this one set. And the most important thing to remember, as I've mentioned in my videos, is that I am a lefty, so if I'm doing something one direction and you're right-handed, you might find that you need to reverse how you're doing it in order to be successful. Whether it's starting in a different direction, you know, because I'm finding when I'm watching people do videos that I have to remember that too. Mine aren't going to look exactly like that because I'm doing it a different way. It's fine. Perfectly fine. Alright, I think I'm going to stop on this for now. This video is probably way long enough. And here you go. Let me know what you think. Again, I appreciate you stopping by and taking time to view my videos. And until the next one, have a good day.